Welcome back to the very unofficial travel guides. It is time again to take a look around another great big cruise ship. This time it's the Celebrity Equinox. Or is it the Celebrity Equinox? You tell me in the comments below. This is only the second time that I have cruised with Celebrity, the previous cruise being on the Celebrity Apex, which at the time was almost a brand new ship. That ship is amazing. This ship, I'm just gonna say in advance, is pretty average. It's showing some age in some places. However, there are some things about it that make it very unique and special, and I'm going to try to focus on those things in this video. I'm Morgan from the very unofficial travel guides. I've been making travel videos now for over 15 years of popular and not so popular tourist destinations to give you a very honest, unofficial look at what it's like to be there. And the first place we're going to head is to the top deck. Of course, just about every cruise ship has a pool area. Many have indoor and outdoor pool areas. We're going to be taking a look at those as well here on the ship. But one thing that makes the Equinox really special and different is they have a bunch of grass on board. And I don't mean grass, however, there is somebody. Is that a new thing on cruises in America now? The last several cruises I've done have been in the Mediterranean, and now this cruise and the previous cruise on Margaritaville, I feel like I've smelled people smoking weed just about every day. What's up with that? Anyways, on the top deck of the Equinox, there is a huge field of actual grass, and on the right and left side, smaller fields with putting greens. I have not seen this on any other cruise ship, and I think that it is unique to this class of ship from Celebrity. Is it something that for me, I think, wow, this is a definite reason to book this ship? No. I don't really need grass on my cruise ship, but if you want to walk barefoot on grass, you can do it here. Another thing that makes the Equinox very unique and almost unusual is they have an entire glass blowing workshop right here on the top deck. I appreciate that Celebrity wants to offer its guests unique experiences, but this just kind of blows my mind that they spend so much money to install something like this and have the people working there, because I saw maybe 6 people participating in this throughout our entire cruise, and I feel like although it is interesting, it's not necessarily a reason why anybody would specifically want to cruise with Celebrity. You know what I mean? One thing I really appreciate about this ship design is the way that the back area is multi-terraced, and there are plenty of places to sit, have a drink, enjoy your breakfast, lunch, or dinner from the buffet, and look out over the ocean in the fresh air. There are many ships that don't allow you the option of dining outdoors, and I love it. So great thing about this ship. The main pool area has actually 2 different pools. It looks like there's a bridge in the middle here, but it's actually not a bridge because the pools are separated down there. It's just a walkway. It's not important, I'm just mentioning it. And this is also where events are held, not only the sail away party, but on this sailing, there was also a late night pool party, which was a good time with live music and some crowd versus crowd activities. Of course, it wasn't anywhere as crazy or wild as the pool party on Virgin Voyages. That was insane. There's a video in my library if you want to check that out. But it was still a good time. Moving a little bit forward in the ship, we get to the indoor pool area. This is an air-conditioned space, which is actually, you know, kind of nice because down here we're cruising to Mexico and Grand Cayman, and it is so freaking hot outside, even though it's October. Like if you're laying directly in the sun with no wind, melting. So if you want to splash around in the water and don't want to lay out in the direct sun, this is a nice place to be. And then of course, if the weather's not so nice, it's also nice to have this area as well. One thing that makes cruising with Celebrity feel a little bit more upscale compared to their, they also belong to the same brand as Royal Caribbean, is that there are always towels set out on every chair in the morning. So I don't mean like people reserving the chairs with their towels. That is happening, but there are folded up like beach towels just laying out on the chairs, so you don't have to go check them out, you don't have to bring them back, they're just there for everybody, and that seems kind of nice and luxurious. The fitness area at the very front of the ship is very large. There is a lot of space and a lot of machines. And one thing that makes the fitness area kind of special, I know a lot of people look for this, is there's changing rooms that have really nice showers. That's a tip I can give you. Usually the shower experience in your cabin is just sort of like an okay thing. And usually if there is a fitness studio with changing rooms. The showers in there are always better. Here on the Celebrity Equinox, that's also the case. And in the changing rooms in the fitness studio, there's also a sauna. So that's nice. You don't have to pay to go to the thermal suite if you want some kind of extra heat experience. And then up at the very front of the ship on the top deck is where the all sports court is. They do play pickleball here, but it's a smaller court and it's just always super windy up there unless you're in port. So if you're a huge pickleball fan, and I know that's a huge trend right now, I really enjoy playing it too, but like today it was canceled because the net just wouldn't stay up because where it is on the ship, just super windy. All right, I want to show you some things about the inside of the ship that are unique and interesting to look at, and I'm going to do that right after this commercial break. This video is sponsored by the book Getting Stitches on a Cruise Ship, written by me. It tells a little bit about what my life was like before I started making videos full time, and then there are 10 true stories of actual things that have happened to me while traveling around the world, like when I had to get stitches on a cruise ship. It's available on Amazon now, and it's a great way to support what I do here on YouTube. All right, on a big ship like this, it just doesn't make much sense to walk from deck to deck, from the front to back, to show you everything. I think that just gets boring, and I'm assuming most people don't watch to the end anyways. I just want to show you some of the highlights, the things that make this ship a little bit special, and then when you get on board, if you do cruise with the Equinox, you'll have some things to explore and discover on your own. One thing that Marcus and I were really impressed by when we got on board and were gathering our first impressions is just the glass elevators in the atrium area here that go up and down past this actual tree growing in the middle, and behind the tree, sort of up towards the top, is a multi-leveled library space, and it just looks really cool. It kind of looks like something out of a fairy tale or a fantasy movie. And I know, a tree and a library space, they're also not something that are so special that that's going to be the reason you're going to want to book this ship. However, when I posted a picture of it on the Very Unofficial Travel Guides Facebook page, some people were writing they would spend all day in that library, so I guess some people are into that. In the evening, this area is used also as an entertainment space. There's live bands playing here. There are like dance lessons happening here. And altogether, it's just kind of the center of the action, especially in the evenings. Speaking of entertainment, the ship has a huge theater at the front. One thing to note is drinks are served and allowed in this theater. It's not like that on every ship, and I always forget which ships allow it and which ships don't, but here you can take your mimosa, your Mai Tai, or your margarita into the show. Last night we got to see the main production show with all the onboard singers and dancers. It was sort of a fairy tale style musical review about this guy who only spoke in rhymes and had all these colorful people locked inside his hat, and they wanted to get out, but he was afraid they were gonna escape, and can you tell? I thought it was kind of weird. I appreciate their attempt at trying to make art, but as I've mentioned, we were just on Margaritaville. They also offered 2 musical reviews, and in these musical reviews, it was just about entertaining people, about singing and dancing and having fun without trying to tell some kind of story that nobody really needs or is interested in. But the quality of the costumes, the quality of the talent on stage and all that was very high and very enjoyable. And right around the corner from the entrance of the theater, there are 2 other spaces that are used for entertainment. There's a smaller theater space where they do game shows and also show movies in here. And then outside from there, there's a small atrium area with a couple levels that people can look down from, and there are game shows held here as well. And I guess I've never seen quiz held in a space like this in a ship, but it works well here and it's very popular. The Equinox does have a very big casino. It's kind of tricky to film in there because you're not supposed to film in casinos when people are playing, but for a cruise ship of this size, it's about average. What else do you want to see? What else should I show you? How about we take a look around the buffet really quickly? The buffet food on Celebrity on both of our cruises has been excellent. We have enjoyed everything we've eaten so far. Of course, at lunchtime, right after the buffet opens, it does get crowded and it's hard to find a table. But like I said, it's really nice that they have this outdoor seating area in the back, and the quality and the selection has been excellent. We've only eaten in the main dining room for one of our meals on board so far, and it was pretty good. Marcus and I've talked about this so many times in my videos on cruise ships. We prefer going to the buffet because we like to try the different things and we like to decide how long we want to stay and when it's time to go. And when you go to the main dining room, it can draw out, it can make things feel rushed because you want to get your dessert and get to the show, and you just don't know how long it's going to take before all of it happens. And when you're in the buffet, you kind of control it yourself. But the food and the service and the wine selection in the main dining room have been fine here on board as well. So if I had to pick between cruising on this style of Celebrity ship again or on the Apex, I would definitely pick the Apex, one of that class of ship from Celebrity, because they're just so beautiful and so new. One thing I appreciate about this ship compared to the Apex is the traditional style of cabin with a real balcony and not this infinite veranda concept that they had on the Apex and the newer brand of ships that they are building. That being said, this cabin feels kind of tight and kind of cramped, and of course I will be doing a complete cabin tour as well. And in fact, inside several of the drawers, it's just kind of fallen apart. But that will be going online here sometime either before or after this video. So make sure you're subscribed and have that notification thing pressed so you will get a notification about when it goes online. I'm Morgan from the Very Unofficial Travel Guides, and I hope to see you back here soon. Bye-bye.